Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
Men are fucking done. And at the same time, women at home are saying, where are all the good men? All the good men were ruined by plenty of women. They had money taken from them. They had their finances fucking crumble because of some women. They had their children taken away from them. They lost jobs. They tried to give and give and give all the fucking time. And all these women did was belittle them, disrespect them, mental abuse, physical abuse. There is so much abuse involved now that the good men are fucking done. They're not gonna sit there and listen to the BS no more. They're not gonna sit there and keep being disrespected. A man wants one thing in a relationship more than he ever wants love, and that's respect. And if you can't provide him with that, move the fuck over.
I figured it out. I know where all of the men who are seeking emotional connection and mental connection and spiritual connection are. Are you ready to hear where they are? They're at home. They're at the gym. They're at work. They're busy healing themselves and they don't have any more time to be seeking out different people at bars or clubs or out in the streets, because that's not where they are. All right, if you are looking for one, find them at your local grocery store, find them at your local gym. All right, this is where they are because they are focused. They are tired of having women take advantage of them. They are tired of getting manipulated, and apparently they have all just dealt with a lot of narcissist people and they're just sick of it. So they're not even willing to put themselves out there anymore because they're so hurt and they cannot get past certain traumas that they've dealt with. Now, I understand this, all right? And I think that's fair, but I think it's actually a really big problem that everyone's hiding, okay? Because if someone is wanting to connect, and if you want this stability or of emotional connection or mental connection, it's important to put yourself out there. And if you're constantly living in your past experiences, you're taking away so much from your present moment. So I truly understand we are all hurting. We are all still healing. I understand that it's scary to put yourself back out there, but if you're not doing so, you're just gonna stay where you are and nothing that is meant for you is going to get to you because you are putting up this wall, staying your ass at home or hiding wherever you guys are, and you're not willing to receive what's meant for you. And I understand women do put these kind of men also in a friends list, in a friends category. And why do you think that is? Because those kind of women also are just not ready for that kind of relationship. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. That's just a sign that that person who you wanted, and I'm speaking to the men right here, the person who you were interested in placed you in that friend category was simply just not for you. You will find your person, but the moment you do get placed into that friend category, keep it pushing, keep on trying. Don't necessarily give up just because that one woman who you wanted did not give in to what you had to offer, because you are enough. You just were not enough for her. And maybe her level is actually down here and your level, speaking to the men again, is up here. So maybe she just couldn't come up here with you. And that's the thing. Sometimes a man can perceive that as like, he's down here and she's up here, when in all truth, it could be vice versa. All right. So if it's just not working out, it's just because you guys are just not on the same wavelength. But you are taking away a lot from your present moment because you're not allowing yourself to experience new moments because you're so focused on your past traumas, and it's so unfair. Like, I need y'all to be present. Okay. Just be present and allow yourself to receive, allow yourself to meet, put yourself out there. It doesn't necessarily have to be out at the club or at the bars, because that's just not a vibe. But if you see someone, or if you feel like there's a possible connection with someone, like, make effort, okay? Because these women also do exist, and they're not gonna be out here knocking on doors, although it's tempting. Although it's tempting because you know, some actually do want a connection, but ain't nobody got time for that. All right, so put in some effort, let go of what no longer serves you, be in the present moment. All right, let it go and allow yourself to receive what's meant for you. So on that note, I hope that you were able to take something from this, and if you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments. Peace.
All the women who are constantly saying, where are all the good men at? I can't find any men that I'm attracted to. Why are there no attractive men in my area? I'm starting to think y'all are just lesbians. Like, you don't like men. If I went to 100 of the best cheeseburger restaurants and tried all of them and said, I didn't really like any of them, I probably just don't like cheeseburgers the same way that y'all probably just like women.
You know, the only women that appreciate nice guys is the old women, like 35, 45 plus. You done ran through all of the alpha dicks, and now you're looking for a nice guy to settle down with. You done put 536,000 miles on your coochie, got yourself ran through by all of the Pookies and Ray Rays, and now you want to settle down now that you're losing your looks. The husband that you out here looking for, you cheated on him 20 years ago. The husband that you're looking for, you lied to him, you broke his heart 15, 20 years ago. The husband, the good guy, the nice guy that you're currently looking for, you cheated on him with Pookie and Ray Ray. The fact that you 40 plus years old and still single is your fucking fault. When you was a young lady, you thought that Mr. Nice Guy was weak for some reason. Now that you old, now you want a nice guy. Nah, baby, it's too late now. You old, you washed up, menopausal bound. Nobody want your ass now.
I'm 53. And I just can't believe that I'm sitting here, and it has been several years. I think it was over a year that I had a date, and then it's been several years since then. Where are all the good men? I'm tired of being alone. I want to share my life with someone. I am just freaking tired. I want to be in love. I want to share my life with someone. I want to feel the joys. I want to have my hands held. I want to be held. I want to kiss. I want to support. I want to make coffee with that person. I want my person. I want my person. Why is it so hard to find your person? I'm tired.
Sitting out here struggling to get this in my car. Men are walking back and forth. No one is trying to help me. They don't make real men anymore. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not all men, because there are good men out there. As a woman, like, you don't see men holding doors anymore. They don't help anymore. They rush and sit down on trains and buses before women and pregnant women and elderly are sitting down. It's just...
Do you know what keeps a lot of women in mediocre relationships? A myth. The myth of scarcity. As a divorce lawyer, I see it all the time. Women settling for less, not because they don't know what they deserve, but because somewhere along the way they were told that good men are like limited edition handbags. Rare, hard to find, and if you don't grab one now, even if it's scuffed and overpriced, someone else will. That belief is not only false, it's dangerous. Because when you believe that there are no good men left, you start lowering your standards just to keep someone. Anyone. You stay with the guy who's emotionally lazy, the one who can't communicate unless he's cornered, the one who treats love like a reward you have to earn instead of something you're already worthy of. You stay because you think, at least he's not cheating, or at least he comes home at night, or worse, maybe this is just how men are. And that mindset turns into a slow erosion of your joy, your goals, your self-respect. Scarcity is a strategy. It's been used for centuries to control women, to convince us that our worth is in our ability to keep a man and not in our ability to choose the right one. And it's why you'll see women gaslight themselves into staying. We rewrite red flags into quirks. We shrink our needs to appear easygoing. We romanticize crumbs because we're scared we'll never get the cake. The problem isn't that there are no good men. The problem is that we were taught to believe that we don't deserve to wait for them. That if he's decent, that's enough. Stop operating from fear and start choosing from freedom.
Can someone tell me where I can find a decent, loyal, funny, good-looking guy around here?
Ugh, not another one. All right, let's try it again. And you know what? I'm just going to give a cursory mention to the friend zone. Because I would bet money there are tons of guys who meet all those criteria you listed that are sitting in your friend zone or were, but you didn't give a second glance to because they just didn't check all the boxes. And that's the real issue. Because you see, there are tons of great guys, guys who are funny, guys who are loyal, guys who are good looking, all around you. The problem is, to you, they're just not funny enough or good looking enough. They're not perfect. And that's the problem. You expect perfection. Or as you often see on here, women have raised their expectations. Or sometimes they'll phrase it as, we've raised our standards. And of course, they blame men for not meeting them. In fact, today's women take great joy in making videos mocking and ridiculing men. I mean, it helps to get clicks, views, and likes, right? The thing none of you seem to have realized is that's a huge turnoff for men. And it's why they're walking away from y'all. We get put down enough by society. But now the women who supposedly want relationships with us, think it's great sport to make fun of us. How's that working out for you? The other thing y'all can't seem to realize is that it's become a huge risk for a man to approach you. Back in the day, women often laughed and mocked at men when they approached them. And from what I can tell, having talked to guys recently, it's not only still occurring, it's gotten worse. And believe me when I say this, when it happens to a guy enough times, and it does, he's like, why bother? But even as bad as that is, it's not even the worst possibility, because there's enough of you out there who will scream at us for doing so, who will claim we're harassing you. Thanks, but no thanks. So where are all those great, funny, good-looking, loyal guys now? They're home playing video games with their buds, or they're out hunting and fishing with other guys. They're out enjoying life and not dealing with all this drama, and more importantly, not having to deal with the complete and utter lack of respect that today's women have towards men. We didn't create this situation, but we are acknowledging it. And the best fix for us is to simply walk away. I mean, men never really got much out of the bargain anyway, but today there's literally no benefit to being in relationships anymore. Not a one. So I'm sorry you can't find the guy you're looking for. Maybe y'all ought to get together, stop disparaging men, making fun of them, and take a hard look at those expectations. Standards you've all set. Because you can't meet your own standard. So demanding that guys do is just plain silly.
Treating a good man poorly and doing him wrong is all fun and games until he's uninterested, unreachable, and unavailable. Some of y'all think you can put a man's heart on emotional layaway. You can drop a few sweet words, act like you're invested, then leave him hanging while you keep shopping around. And you know what? That might work for a while. He may keep giving, he may keep showing up, he may keep forgiving. But what you don't realize is that every time you ignore his calls, every time you dismiss him, and every time you label his honesty as a weakness, you're not just hurting that man, you're teaching him. You're teaching him that his love, his loyalty, and his protection doesn't matter here. And brick by brick, you're building up his disgust until one day, the only thing he feels for you is distance. And you know what? When that house of disgust is finished, he moves out. Suddenly, that man who used to bend over backwards to make you happy won't even flinch when you cry. Suddenly, those arms that used to hold you tight becomes hands that don't even reach for you. Listen, all those long talks and deep laughs that you used to share, they're just memories that sting because you played with a man who only ever wanted to love you right. And anytime you take that good man for granted, you're teaching him how to live without you. And sister, don't be surprised when he perfects the art of living without you. Don't be surprised when he moves on and never looks back.
I was a selfish bitch in my marriage. I've been divorced now almost 4 years, but I was married to my ex-husband 16 years and with him 18 years. And again, I was a selfish bitch. Nothing was ever good enough. I took him for granted. He seriously rolled out the red carpet for me. He was sweet, kind, generous. He told me how much he loved me 5 times a day. He told me how beautiful I was every day. If he'd wake me up in the morning, because he knows I love massages, wake me up rubbing my shoulders. He'd rub my feet every evening while we were watching TV. If I said, for example, oh, I'm craving a Dr. Pepper, he'd be like, okay, let me go to the corner store and get it. He adored me. He was amazing. Like on paper, it's what every girl wants, seriously. And Yeah, I took it for granted. And now I lost that, right? And I carried a lot of guilt because I caused it. That's my biggest regret in life, is not saving, the whole family aspect. The grass is not always greener on the other side, ladies. It's not, I'm good now. I feel great. And he's super happy with his girlfriend. And honestly, I could not be happier for him, because he deserved to be loved and cared about and respected, as he should have always been. So I'm so happy that he's happy. Anyways, what I'm saying, ladies, the grass is not greener on the other side. If you have a good guy, take care of him. Take care of him. Trust me, there's nothing good out in these streets. He seriously set the bar. He set the bar. And ultimately, what I always wanted, I had all along. So we have good right in front of us, and we don't know how to take care of it.
This is how you lose a good man fast, because some of you are praying for the man of your dreams, but when he shows up, you're the one driving him away. The fastest way to repel a man of value is disrespect. If you embarrass him, talk down to him in front of others, he is done. Men will tolerate a lot, but they will not tolerate a woman who kills their respect. The second way is chaos. If being with you feels like a full-time job filled with drama, constant arguments, mood swings, and tests, he will not stay. A man of value does not want a second battlefield at home. He wants peace. And the third way, controlling everything. If you won't let him lead, won't trust him to make decisions, won't respect him as a whole man, then what's the point? He is not going to fight for you. He'll just leave. See, you can be beautiful, successful, and independent, but if you are disrespectful, chaotic, and controlling, no man of value will stick around. They just won't. He doesn't need to. He has options, and he will walk away from a woman who drains him. So if you really want to attract and keep the man of your dreams, don't be the woman who destroys him. Be the woman who builds him up. Be the woman who adds peace, respect, admiration, and passion, because the truth is, high-value men don't waste their time where they are not valued. And if you don't get that right, you won't just repel him. You're going to lose him forever and be alone with your cats.
You know you've leveled up and you healed when you gather the courage to end it with a good guy. And let me elaborate. قد في منا بيكونوا بعلاقة مع حدا شخص كتير منيح، شخص عن جد كتير منيح، بيعقد. But deep down we know إنه هالشخص منه مناسبنا. But we stick around because he is that good guy, that great guy, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about someone you're in love with, like someone you deeply, deeply love, but you just know you deserve so much more. He's a great guy, but there's an intellectual gap between you two. He's a great guy, but you've never felt more lonely having a conversation with him. He's a good guy, but you don't have the same interests. He's someone you're madly in love with, but you have to sometimes make yourself a little bit smaller for him to be able to grasp you. He is a good guy, but he lacks ambition in the categories you care about. In my opinion, ending it with the good guy is a big, big form of self-love, and it really reflects your self-worth and what you think of yourself, and that you are fully leveling up and ready to level up. I really think that maturing is realizing that it's so much better to feel lonely by yourself than lonely with someone else, someone siphoning your energy and your time.
Y'all, I really just fumbled one of the most sweetest men that I have ever met. When y'all come into these dating relationships, y'all really gotta have y'all shit together, especially when you got a good person by your side, a person that's willing to deal with your bullshit. And when I say a person that's willing to deal with your bullshit, some of y'all got to understand the difference between consistently causing drama and chaos in somebody's life and just the day-to-day BS that you got going on. So we have finally got to a space in our relationship where things was really going smooth. And because I had so much shit going on in my life and I did not know how to regulate my emotions, I ended up losing a good man. Not only that, my attitude, my mood swings was off the roof. And yes, y'all gonna say like, oh, well, that's what comes with being a girl. No, you need to learn how to control that. Because everybody is not gonna want to deal with your attitudes and your mood swings all the time. Y'all, it really took me to be selfless and to understand that if I did not give our relationship a break, I would literally have been his downfall. If we stay together, I may be the reason why we break up and probably never talk again. And I could really sit here and take accountability for the simple fact that I was really the problem. And now that I know that, I'm going to work on myself because I know that I want this man and I'm going to get what I want. But I know that he deserves a better side of me. He deserves a healed calm side of me. Ladies, it's okay to admit that you were the one that fumbled a good man.
Let me tell you something that some women don't realize until it's too late. You see, there's a kind of man that you don't replace. You can't replace. You remember him. Not because he was flashy, not because he was loud, but because he was consistent. He showed up when life was ugly. He protected your peace when he didn't have to. He loved you quietly without performing for the internet. And you see, the mistake is thinking that that kind of man would always be there. You see, men like that don't beg. They don't argue and they don't move in circles. They don't compete for your attention. They just withdraw. And one day when you wake up and you realize that that attention is gone, the safety is gone, the calm is gone, and you realize that you're surrounded by men who talk a lot but don't do anything, that's when you realize the mistake that you've made. But it's often too late.
After you actually lose a good man, let me tell you the aftermath. Before you choose to lose this good man, you will try to find a man equivalent to the man you're with. And you will think that you could find better. But when you actually put yourself out there, you'll realize that there is no man left right now. And every man will try to use you for a certain thing. And you will look for that man that you left in other men. You will regret that man to the core because you'll realize that there is no good people out there and nobody loved you as much as that man loved you. And after that, you will try to go back to that good man, only to realize that that good man doesn't want you. And he actually found a good girl. If you have someone good in your life, cherish them. Don't think you could replace them.
You gotta watch this.
I ended up losing the man that I was supposed to marry because I was too hot. I was thinking I was and had options. And I did. But they wasn't good options. I ended up losing a man that I would call 3 o'clock in the morning because I wanted to cuddle. And this man was coming town to see me. You know what I mean? 3 o'clock in the morning. What man you know doing that? I had a man that knew me and my son was in the house hot as fuck. He went out of his way and spent $300 on getting me and my baby an air conditioner to put in our house. And me and that man ended up hitting a rough patch in our relationship. And I decided to go seek, other options because I thought they was better.
Wow, so just to run that back, she had a man who would drop everything at 3 o'clock in the morning just to come by and cuddle with her. And not only cared for her, but also cared for the well-being of her child because they was in this hot house. And he went and got an air conditioner for them so that they wouldn't have to worry about that heat. Sounds like somebody who really cared about this woman. Let's continue.
And at the time, dealing with it and being in the midst of it, it might have seemed like it was better. It might have seemed like, yeah, this is a lot better. But, after it's all said and done, that wasn't better. You know why? Because that man that I was supposed to marry wouldn't have had me dealing with my pregnancy alone. He wouldn't have left me out to go to every single appointment by myself. He wouldn't have had me in a delivery room by myself giving birth to not one, but 2 babies at one time. That man wouldn't have missed his kid's first birthday. That man wouldn't have not seen his kids in over a year in person. That man wouldn't have fed me bull and lies and excuses on why he couldn't be there or why he can't show up. He would have made a way. And it's like, I just say all of this to say, like, you really don't know what you got until it's gone. And you really don't know the value of things until it's gone. And I'm not even trying to bash my baby father or anything like that or speak down on him. But it's like, if I had known better at the time and I wasn't so young, dumb, and full of I wouldn't have did that, If I had known better, I would have done better.
Woo! So that goes to say, just because you hit a rough patch in your relationship, unless it's something that's irreparable, I'd say try to work it out. We all have our flaws, and we may have disagreements. But instead of going through the storm, she decided to go with her options. And look how that turned out. Well, it sounds like she got pregnant again with twins. No help at all. He didn't come to the doctor's appointments. He didn't show up when she needed him. I guarantee you she couldn't call on him at 3 o'clock in the morning and expect him to be there. And she threw away a good relationship because of a disagreement.
And every day I'm working towards trying to forgive myself for that, because he didn't deserve that. And you know, women make mistakes too. It really ain't all the men that out here that be cheating and lying and, you know, doing stuff like that. Like, women have babies on men too, and I'm sadly one of them. But I love my kids with everything in me, and I wouldn't trade them for nothing in the world. But I just wished I would have picked a better father for them.
This has to be heartbreaking. This is a reminder that sometimes we don't realize the value of what we have until we've lost it. The good man that she had was ready to be there for her, to support her emotionally, probably in other ways too. I mean, it's easy to get caught up in the illusion of new things, new adventures, new opportunities, new people. But we need to recognize and appreciate the people that we do have in our lives. The ones who show up, who care, and who are there when we need them the most. So what can we take away from this? Don't let the illusion of endless options make you overlook the real gems that you already have. Don't make the mistake of thinking the grass is greener on the other side. And this is for men and women. Drop your comments. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe, follow. You know what to do. Let's go.